Hey there and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a spring sugar flower arrangement, and this is really elegant. It would be perfect for Mother's Day, for Easter, or any celebration you're having this spring. We'll be using lilacs, hydrangeas, lilies, and some greenery. I think you guys are going to really love this one. And if you want to make all of the flowers to follow along with me for this tutorial, you can grab all the tutorials in the description box below. They're all free. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel while you're down there. Give this video a thumbs up and let's get to arranging. These are the flowers you'll need for this arranging tutorial. White lilies, which I just made a few weeks ago, and I'm gonna link these in the description box below. We've got some lighter green rose leaves, some very cute little white lilacs with yellow centers, and I just put a touch of cornmeal in the center of those to color them. We've got some periwinkle hydrangeas, so that's just a mix of blue and purple. So gather all of those and then we can get to arranging this really elegant cake. Let's start by thinking about the shape we want to create on the cake first. So I think because we have these really large flowers, I want them to come maybe from one side a little bit more on top, and then I want one big one down here to ground it. So it's going to be basically like two smaller arrangements kind of coming together. And if you haven't watched my arrangement video on how to insert flowers safely into cakes, be sure to check that out. I'm going to link that in the description box below because I'm not doing that for this cake, just because no one's eating it. But if somebody is going to be eating your cakes, make sure you insert them safely using straws on the outside. Let's get started. So I'm going to grab my lilies first. So we always start with the large flowers, and I want to think about the direction of all of my stamens and pistils, since that is going to lend a lot of directionality and movement to the cake. The first flower is very important, and I think I want that to be facing upwards like this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and insert that and grab my needle nose pliers as well so we can insert that all the way. So we want to check we're happy with the angle. I think I want it facing a little more forward. So I'll just go in and angle that forward. And you can do that even if you have the straw in there, that's totally fine. So I've got that one first, and that pistil is directionally this way. I think I want the next one to be a little bit more forward. So I'll have the flower facing forward here. So maybe forward and sideways a little bit, just to give it some interest. So insert that. And you can always play around with your petals too, because they are on individual wires. So now we've got these facing different directions. And finally, I want to add my final flower down here to really ground the arrangement. And I think I want that one facing a little bit upwards like this. So I'm just going to turn that around so I can take a look. I think right here it looks really nice. So just going to insert that, move my petal out of the way. And I might change this to a different cake stand, we'll see, just so that I can get these flowers really nice and tight. Yeah, I'm gonna change cake stands, be back in a second. Okay, we're back. So this is the final cake stand I want to use, and this is why I like adding flowers at the venue so that I can add the flowers as close as possible to the cake itself and have them really nicely draped over the edge of the board. So those are the first three flowers, our main flowers, and now we can begin to add some of our fillers. So if you ever have any dings like this, you can just fill those in with a little bit of buttercream. But I think today we're just gonna fill them up with other flowers and leaves. First, I wanna start with my hydrangeas because they're gonna add a really nice pop of that periwinkle color. I love it with the white and the little touches of green. I think it's going to be very elegant. I think since we want these arrangements kind of reaching towards one another, I'm gonna add this right here in between these petals. And you'll have to keep in mind that these are really gonna draw your eye in because they are the brightest, most saturated area. So just be mindful, don't bunch them all together, otherwise your eye's just gonna be drawn to that one spot. I think I wanna add some down here to balance that out. So just a little kind of peekaboo over here. So just take a look at where your eye is drawn. So right now it's fairly linear. We want to add some more movement in. So maybe I'll add some right over here. I think I want these petals. They look like a bit too wide here, so I'm going to press them back a touch. Where else do we want this? A little pop of blue, maybe some back here, and then I might fill out some more spots in this area. So it's like really nice little peekaboos of color all over. Maybe get one right in here. Do we like it here? You can always just play with them and see what you like at the moment before committing to actually putting them inside the cake. And then again, since if this was a cake that somebody would actually be eating, we'd want to hide the straw, so we just tuck it right behind this big lily. This is looking nice. I think the last bunch I have, I want to put kind of under here. So I'm just going to sneak that wire in right beneath here and insert that in. Perfect. So now we've got like some nice bunches going all the way down. Your eye is like drawn all the way down with different movement. It's not just like one straight line, and it's not all stuck together. We have some space for it to breathe here as well. Next, let's add in some of our adorable little lilac flowers. So as I said before, we kind of want to cover up this little spot that I gouged the buttercream a tiny bit. So let's start there. You don't have to worry about the movement so much with these as much as just filling out any spots that look a little too empty. So it's hard to see from this angle here, but there is a gap in here. So I'm gonna place the lilacs here. Let's have a little bunch just peeking behind. And then another one to cover up this stem. So always look from all angles to make sure that you're happy with the way it looks no matter where somebody is standing in relation to the cake. I think some nice flowers poking out here. I want a tiny little bunch just in this gap because it's bothering me. I'm going to save the last bunch until the end just in case there's any spots that I need to cover up. And finally, let's get some leaves in here. So I really like these light green rose leaves. So versatile. Again, I'll link all of these flowers that I have in the description box below. They're all free tutorials. Actually, I mean, this cake would look beautiful just like this, but I always do love adding a little bit of extra greenery. So I think I want a little peekaboo back here. So that's just adding to the movement of this whole cascade. And then we want some pieces kind of flowing downwards maybe. So right here. Now I want this arrangement kind of to be reaching upwards towards the other. So I'll sneak this in behind. I'm just looking at the line that we're creating here. Might want some just coming off of the cake board. So again, just sneaking that right behind the large flowers. Just allowing those to naturally fall off of the cake board. Always step back, take a look, see if anything else needs to be added. Just play around with it. I think I like that, just kind of falling off the cake board down here as well. Like, we're making a small cake so much bigger with all of these beautiful flowers, so we want to elongate it even more. So just sneak that in behind. Allow that to just kind of look like it's draping off the cake board really beautifully. And let's test one more piece just to see if it would look nice anywhere or if it's just too busy. So we need to know when to stop as well. It's important. So you don't keep adding and adding and adding. You know what? I think I'm happy with this like this. Let's not add anything else. And of course, once all of your flowers are added, you can play with them. See if any of the petals need to be shifted around depending on the lines that you're getting. And just think of the way that your eye moves along. So with the greenery, with the blue flowers, and then with our main flowers as well.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this arrangement tutorial. Grab everything you're gonna need, all the tutorials for free in the description box below. Subscribe to my channel while you're down there, and I hope to see you next week.